Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Pratik Singh Classes. In this video we are going to study 12th Physics Volume 1 Unit 2 Section 2.5.4, that is meter bridge. This video is not going to be so much longer, okay, but this is very important because this is related to your theory exam as well as practical exam, okay. Fine. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe it now. Do like and share it to your friends so that everybody should get benefits from my knowledge. Please hit the bell icon so that whenever I will upload a new video, you will get its notification. Okay, so in your Chrome browser or Google browser or Safari browser or whatever browser you use, just type youtube.com/c/Pratik Singh Classes and it will take you to all the videos related to your subject at one place. Fine. So let us start our today's class, that is section 2.5.4 meter bridge. Alright, so let us start our today's class. In our previous video, we have studied about Kirchhoff's law, that was section 2.5, and then 8 sub-laws, that Kirchhoff's loop law and Kirchhoff's voltage law we have seen, that was 2.5.1 and 2.5.2. Okay, today we are going to study about Wheatstone bridge, that is section 2.5.3. Okay, in my video, when you play this video on your mobile phone or laptop or desktop, at your top right corner you have seen this I button, okay, and a lot of things coming before this I button. So if you click this I button according to the topic, okay, some topics will be coming here, okay, it will take you to that video based on that topic. So whenever I make a video, okay, I always add the previous video given related to the topic, okay. So if you have missed that video, please touch that button and it will take you there. So let us start the class today, that is Wheatstone bridge. Okay, an important application of Kirchhoff's rule is the Wheatstone bridge. Okay, so Wheatstone bridge is actually, you can say that it is the proof of Kirchhoff's law, okay, both the laws, and we will see how it happens here. It is used to compare resistance and also helps in determining the unknown resistance in electrical network. Okay, like we have seen example 2.18 and 2.19 earlier, and also this equation 2.22. Okay, if you have remember earlier, we have found out how to get the unknown resistance in a mesh. Okay, so same thing we will study here with practical approach. Okay, this is also related to your practical class. Okay, means in practical this topic is also there, which is of 10 marks. Okay, the bridge consists of 4 resistances P, Q, R and S connected as shown in figure 2.25. A galvanometer G is connected between the point B and D, and the battery is connected between the point A and C. The current through the galvanometer is Ig and its resistance is capital G. Okay, now let us see figure 2.25 and try to understand the terms given in this paragraph. Okay, so here is the complete diagram as given here, figure 2.25. You can see here a battery of internal EMF Xi is connected. Okay, then a galvanometer is there. 4 resistances are given here, P, Q, R and S. Okay, and you can see what is the direction of flow of current. Okay, in our previous video we have studied that how to divide the current when it is going through a junction. Okay, and we always, when we see about mesh or when we see about a circuit, okay, which is closed, the current always flows in the direction of conventional flow of current. Okay, that is in outside of the battery, it is from positive terminal coming out. So here the battery, it has positive terminal here and negative terminal here. Okay, as you can see in the diagram. Fine. So here current is coming from positive terminal, okay, that is I, okay, as it is going at point A. This is a junction here. At point A, it is divided into 2 different directions. One is A to B and one is A to D. Okay, so when current I is coming from the battery at point A, it is divided into two channels. Okay, one is I1 and one is I2. So here you can say I1 plus I2 is equal to this I. Okay, again when I1 reaches the junction B, okay, it is divided into again two sub channels, that is one is I3 and one is IZ. Okay, again the current I2 which is going from A to D, at point D it goes in again two directions, one is in D to C and one is D to B. Okay, that is I4, and again the current is coming at point C and all the current is coming back again to the battery, that is I. Okay, so this is what is given in the description earlier in the previous slide. Fine, now coming to the slide, the battery is connected between the points A and C. The current through the galvanometer is Ig and its resistance is G. Okay, so as you can see here, the current flowing through this galvanometer is Ig and the resistance of this galvanometer is capital G. Okay, fine. Applying Kirchhoff's current rule at junction B. Okay, at junction B let us apply Kirchhoff's current rule, that is total current at the junction is 0 and also total current coming inward is equal to total current going outward direction. As you can see here, let me erase all these things. 1 minute. Okay, so here incoming current is I1 and outgoing current is I3 and Ig. So we can write I1 is equal to I3 plus Ig, or I1 minus I3 minus Ig is equal to 0. Okay, as given here, I1 minus Ig minus I3 is equal to 0. Again applying Kirchhoff's current rule to the junction D. Okay, let us see what is going at junction D. At junction D, the incoming current is I2, but outgoing current here is I4. So we can write, okay, like this. And also incoming current at junction D is Ig. Okay, so total incoming current is I2 plus Ig and outgoing current is I4. So we can write I2 plus Ig is equal to I4, or I2 plus Ig minus I4 is equal to 0 as given here. Because, okay, see, in RHS of both the equations we have taken EMF 0. Why? Because in this loop, if you see, in this loop there is no battery. Battery is connected here. Okay, fine. Now applying Kirchhoff's voltage rule to loop ABDA. Okay, coming to ABDA, A to B to D to A. Okay, that is left hand side loop. Let me erase these things for clear visualization. Just a moment. It is very easy to write on the screen, but it is very tough to decrease all the things because I am using my mouse here. Okay, fine. So it became clear now. Fine. So now applying Kirchhoff's voltage rule to the loop ABDA. Okay, that is ABDA, as you can see on the screen. Okay, ABDA. What we will have is I1P plus Ig into G minus I2R is equal to 0. Okay, so we know V is equal to IR, that V is equal to I into R, and this is to if you have a lot of circuit, you have to add all the I into R, and it is equal to the total EMF of the system or of the circuit. So we will have in figure, in this ABDA, we will have I1 into here P. P is this resistance, so I1 into P plus Ig into G minus I2 into R. Why this I2 became minus? Because the direction of the loop is D to A, but the direction of current is A to D. That is why it has come negative. Okay, if you have forgotten this theory why it is negative, I will add an element here. You can see about this. If you touch this element, you will get all the things related to that topic. Okay, so we will have I1P plus Ig into G minus IR is equal to 0. Again, applying Kirchhoff's voltage rule to loop A, B, C, D, A. Okay, A, B, C, D, A. Okay, what we see is it is from A to B is the direction of loop and also the direction of current. So I1 into P plus B to C, I3 into Q plus C to D minus I4 into S plus D to A minus I2 into R. So as it is given here, I1 into P plus I3 into Q minus I4 into R minus I2 into R is equal to 0. When the points B and D are at the same potential, the bridge is said to be balanced. Okay, that means in this galvanometer, when the bridge is balanced, there will happen no deflection in the meter. Means the pointer of the galvanometer will always show 0 deflection when this bridge is balanced. Okay, when the potential at point B and potential at point D are equal, that means potential difference is 0. The pointer in the galvanometer will show 0 deflection. Okay, and in that situation, no current flows through galvanometer. That is, Ig is equal to 0. Then substituting Ig is equal to 0 in previous equations 2.47 and 2.48, we get I1 is equal to I3 and I2 is equal to I4. Okay, so again substitute these two values in equation 2.48. What do we get is I1 into P plus I1 into Q minus I2 into S minus I2 into R is equal to 0. Okay, taking I1 common from this one, we will have I1 into P plus Q, and taking here minus I2 common, we will have minus I2 into S minus S plus R is equal to 0, or I1 into P plus Q is equal to I2 into R plus S. Okay, again dividing equation 2.52 by equation 2.51, we get P plus Q by P is equal to R plus S by R. Okay, again if you do here componendo and dividendo rule, if you remember from class 10th, it will become 1 plus Q by P is equal to 1 plus S by R. Okay, here 1 and 1 will cancel out from both sides. We will have Q by P is equal to S by R. Okay, so again reshuffling this, we will get P by Q is equal to R by S, just taking its reciprocal. Okay, this is the bridge balance condition. Okay, only under this condition galvanometer shows null deflection. Okay, only when we will have this type that the ratio of resistance P and Q is equal to the ratio of resistance R by S. Okay, the galvanometer will show no deflection, or the pointer will always showing 0 of the galvanometer. Suppose we know the values of two adjacent resistances, the other two resistances can be compared. If 3 of the resistances are known, the value of the fourth resistance, that is the unknown resistance, can be determined. Okay, see here, this is the figure of galvanometer. Okay, a very special thing in galvanometer is that at this center there is 0. Okay, and the reading is from 0 to 50 or 100 this side, and again 0 to 50 or 100 this side, depending upon the value of the galvanometer. Okay, it shows the direction of flow of current. Okay, the galvanometer is an instrument used for detecting and measuring even very small electric current. Okay, it is extensively useful to compare the potential difference between various parts of the circuits. Okay, and this is too much helpful for industrial appliances. Okay, industrial purposes. Okay, and you might have seen this thing in your 11th practical if you have gone through all the practicals. Okay, or in class 10th also you have seen if you have gone through CBSE class, CBSE school. Okay, or else you will see this thing in your physics lab this year. Okay, because this year because of this corona pandemic, we don't know when the schools will reopen. Okay, every time, every week, some new news comes about the reopening dates of schools and colleges. We don't know when it will reopen, and once it will reopen, okay, government has announced that they have decreased the portion for your 12th examination next year. Okay, so even though the portion is decreased, this will be in your practical, because this is too much important for higher studies. Fine, so this is all about Wheatstone bridge. Okay, in next class we will study about meter bridge, that is section 2.4 2.5.4, and this is also too much important because this also is related to your practical examination. Okay, every year, in every gap of 2 years or 3 years, one theory question of 3 marks comes based on this. Earlier in old syllabus, this question was given in 12 marks, but for you it will be of 5 marks. Okay, so fine, it will going to be very interesting. Please wait and watch the next video, that is about meter bridge. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.